when you hear her story, she is a travel storyteller. And she goes to all over in the world, and she's going to tell you the story. She goes all over, and she literally does everything that in my future goals that I want to do. She goes to all these amazing places and does all these amazing experiences. You're going to hear that she was in New York City in corporate America, and then she decided enough was enough, and she decided to live her emboldened life. So I would love for you guys to hear Sara. Sara, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Desiree, and hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. What a great opportunity this is to acknowledge all of us warrior women. And when I think about a warrior woman, I think about someone who's resolute in her power. She has this protective energy for herself, but she wants to help and protect others. I think about what sort of warrior women there are in life, and I think of Joan of Arc. I think of the Mama Bear. I think of Mother Teresa. These are the maidens that are coming into their prime and learning how to use their voice. These are the mavens. These are the wisdom keepers. And I think what the theme is for us warrior women is the word empowerment. And today I had the really cool story of speaking with a woman in South Africa. It was a great conversation I had with her over Zoom, and I got to know her, and she got to know me. And as Desiree said, I'm a New Yorker, and I told her about my New Yorkness. I'm sassy. I have a fire in my belly. I take no crap from anybody. And she laughed, and she got goosebumps, and she said to me, which struck me, because it was so powerful. It was empowering. It was something she said that really kind of got me out of my bubble. That is the world I know in New York. She said, you're very unique. There's not a lot of people, women in the world, that are like you. There's women still in this world that don't know their voice, that think they should take second stage, that think that they're not enough, that they only have a certain role to play in life, and that they don't even know who they are, and they don't have the courage to stand up for themselves and to be warrior women, to be empowered. So that was the aha today. There is the word again, empowerment. And I realized what a privilege it is to have a voice to help inspire others, to empower others. That was an aha today that I had, and I absolutely felt awesome that this is what we're doing. This is what Desiree's right about, that we can project, we could help the world as warriors that we are. And so I mentioned New York, and Desiree made that introduction about how I'm from New York City. I literally empowered myself 2 years ago walking away from a 20-year career that I built for myself. I was an investment banker. I worked in private equity. I was an original OG in the renewable energy industry that I grew my career in for so long. I was an engineer. I got my MBA in finance at a top-tier institution. All of this was a man's world that I thrived and survived and did well in and persevered. But I hit a breaking point and I walked away. I said, no more, I'm not going to do this. I transformed myself into a travel storyteller, into an author, and an international public speaker. And I'm also the founder of the award-winning travel inspiration site, Embolden Adventures. To be emboldened. That's my word. I love that word. That word to me is about having courage, to inspire people, to really motivate people, to get people excited about something, to say, yeah, I can do this. It's powerful, it's passionate. But then I think about the word empowerment. Empowerment is the cousin to the word emboldened, because empowerment is actually in here. It's self-actualization. It's a spark within. It's knowing where your true power is, where your true power lies. So I kind of think about it this way. You can be emboldened by somebody else or by something external or by something that gets you excited, but ultimately something clicks within and that empowers you to take the action for yourself. So they go hand in hand, to be emboldened and to be empowered. I think about 3 examples of empowerment over the last 7 months. The first one was when I stepped on stage in Niagara Falls in Canada back in September of last year. I decided I was going to be a public speaker. Never spoke on stage really ever in my life prior to this. And when I spoke on the phone with Jesse Cruz, I said to him with confidence, I got this. I'm going to win it. And I knew it. I felt empowered. I'm going to do this. I'm confident. That spark in me got me to Canada, got me on stage. Before I even set foot on stage, though, I remember Desiree in the back, behind the camera. She looked at me with the heart because she talked about heart-centeredness. I still remember that, Desiree, to this day, that connection you made. You looked me in the eye and you said, you got this. And like the world around me closed in, it was quiet. It was just me and you believed in me. And then the minute that song went on, and I put my hands out down the aisle, I was like, I got this, Desiree, thank you. And it set me into motion. And then I got on stage and I looked around. So here I am being emboldened. I have the microphone in hand and I see the audience. I see their eyes. They're looking at me. They want to hear what I have to say. They're curious. They're excitable. There's a quietness to them, like, what's next? And that's for me when I understood that being emboldened and being empowered come hand in hand. Because my enthusiasm, my authenticity, my truth that was coming out on stage as my story was somehow resonating directly into their hearts. And I think there was a light bulb going off, going, aha, I got this thing too in this thing called life. We were in it together. And it was so powerful. Fast forward to today, 9 speeches in, 7 months in, I'm a public speaker. It's awesome. It's empowering. And I'm empowering others. I'm on YouTube. I'm talking to people everywhere, it seems, these days, and I'm enjoying it. So there you go. We're being warriors in that sense of empowering. A second example about empowerment I have happened in January. Desiree talked about transformation, and this was my transformative moment in a 2-year period of awakening, radiating, surrendering, adventuring, transforming, and reborn. That is the trilogy of my travel adventure memoirs that I am writing currently, with my first book coming out in 2024 this year, the Awaken, Radiate piece, part 1 of this transformation of mine from 2019 onward. And so this piece is the transformation piece, the crown jewel of the story of going to Guatemala with the Mayan medicine women in this sacred area called Lake Atalan that's surrounded by the power of the volcano goddesses. These Mayan medicine women go back so long of a lineage of healers, even before the Spanish conquistadors had walked onto the Central American continent. So their wise wisdom is the medicine of the plants and the medicine of the heart and the medicine of the womb. And so in this experience, when I showed up from New York City into the thicket of the rainforest, beautiful mountains of Guatemala, here I am in the womb of the fire goddess with the Mayan medicine women. And I learned about how to meet my womb, and I learned how to meet my heart. I learned how to meet my voice. They were able to recirculate the energy of all three. And I realized that my womb is where my wisdom is. It's where my empowerment is. It's where the divine goddess lives within me. It's an embodiment. And my heart is where my passion is. And my throat is where my voice is. So when it all comes together, we speak our truth. We live our truth. We become warriors that we are, the beautiful divine goddesses we are. I learned about empowerment through the power of dance. I learned about empowerment through the connection with nature and through sisterhood that we forged while we were there around the sacred fire. That's empowerment. I learned who I was, and I transformed, and I was rebirthed out of that Temescal, the sweat lodge that was in Guatemala. And I come back to New York City now, a changed person, a more authentic person, a more resolute person. I also know about empowerment just recently, actually on Friday. I gave a speech to my alma mater, Cornell University. So go Finger Lakes. I know that area very well. It's my second home for so long. And as I mentioned, I have a 20-year career that I walked away from. But in that 20-year career, I was laid off 3 times. And at one point, I had a 2.5-year period of unemployment. So in that time, I learned a lot about myself, about my goals, about speaking up, about self-advocacy, about mindset, and about a can-do attitude, about being a warrior. Because when you're in job search mode, it is a tough time. You question everything. You question your self-worth. You question whether or not I'm good enough. You question so much. Can I do this again? Do I want to do this again? But this life has a funny way of kind of coming full circle, because Cornell University, my undergraduate alma mater, contacted me and asked me to speak to the alumni network about adapting, evolving, and thriving, and how to navigate layoffs and rediscovering ourselves. And I delivered that speech, and I realized that it's all about mindset. It's all about owning it. It's all about knowing your power, your worth. It's about stepping up and knowing what's important to you and how to be a self-advocate. It's an empowerment. How am I empowered in this world? How am I a warrior? So in conclusion, empowerment is a very powerful spark for all of us to continue to cultivate with every one of us around the world. We have the women in South Africa who thought about empowerment. We have getting on stage and communicating and empowering people in the audience. We have the women of Guatemala who taught me where my wisdom is in my womb, where I'm speaking to right now, from here, and from here, in confidence. And I learned about empowerment full circle. The struggles I had in job search then translated into helping others, being emboldened so they can be empowered in their own job search. So thank you for listening. Please check out Embolden Adventures. You can follow me on social media. And my book's going to be coming out, so make sure you stay tuned to when that will be later this year. Be emboldened, be empowered. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Everyone watching, we up in the game. Shooting our shot, yeah, we ready to play. Looking at power, no, we can't be tamed. Remember the name. Leveling up, yeah, we breaking the chains. Playing with fire, don't rattle the cage. Pushing the limit, whatever it takes. This is the moment where legends are made. This is where legends are made.
3, 2, 1, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Yeah, we told ya, we the champions, we the chosen. Gonna bust it wide open and own it. In the zone, yeah, don't you know it? Yeah, this is the moment.